Chris Shepherd. Unfortunately, Chris packed in when we merged, and I think it was a bit of injury, family. I'm not sure what the merger had to do with it, but anyway, whichever reason, it's a shame that he didn't continue at Esholt because he would have brought a lot to the club. He was at Tom Park without question, probably the hardest competitor that always gave 150% every game. Very good bowler. The amount of games he probably saved us when it was the old scoring system with 1 or 2 points. The amount of games that he saved got us the point, and then got us the second point. You wouldn't believe, and the dogged determination that he showed with the bat and the effort that he put in every game. A few that stand to mind. I've got in no particular order. I've got Noddy's 10-4 against Colton when he got all 10 wickets. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that or heard of anyone doing that for a long time. I've got, I hate to say it, probably in the last couple of years, Hull Park, Gaz, taking into account the context of the game, big rivals, were up against it, weather, quite a lot of tension. They wanted to play because they thought they were going to beat us, and then Gaz went in and just punished like he can do when he's in that groove, and he just punished them. It was great to watch and a great victory. I think another couple would be a joint performance between Mally and Scotty in the Cup semi-final against North Leeds down at Tong. They both, between them, just ripped North Leeds to pieces, and that was probably one of the most enjoyable games I've played in as well. I think to name one person would be unfair because there's so many over the years, mixed in with some good fielding, but my God, there's been some absolute horror shows. Ground fielding, catching, just... I don't want to make it unfair and mention certain people. I'm going to just mention a comedy moment of fielding which sticks out, that I don't know how he ended up playing for us because we were short, but Andy Horner played for us in the Cup semi-final a few years ago against Poole, and if anyone remembers the famous Andy Horner pirouette, where he basically turned, got his foot stuck in the ground, did a pirouette sort of mid-air, fell on the floor, and you've never seen anything like it in your life. So that's one of the worst, most amusing bits of fielding I've seen. 2 people here. Thankfully, one of them I've not had to play with a lot recently because I think he's getting worse, and that's not just to his own players. The opposing team, Sean, just horrendous. And then the other one in my team, it's got to be Gaz. I mean, he needs to get some fire in his belly and start giving it a bit to the opposition instead of running around the pitch congratulating them on how well they've batted or how well they've bowled or what great mates with them. Gaz, come on. Dave Shep, Jim Law, Lee Burke, they all bring various sort of threads of hilarity to proceedings. Jim's humour is quite good, his fielding's quite amusing. Lee Burke, he always brings something funny to the table, whether it's just him being him stood on a cricket pitch. Dave Shep, he was always quite funny to play with, just with his sort of never say die attitude, and mixed in with various frailties and what have you. They probably stand out. I think funniest club men, I mean, with Wanger without question. Jilksy, Ian Jilks. His shirts, Hawaiian style-esque, just beggared belief really, but he got away with it. That was Jilksy, he got away with it. He looked good, to be fair, but they were just horrendous shirts. And then I think shoes wise, Gaz and Nipper. Gaz has had some horrors over the years, especially those weird ones with the writing on. And then Nipper once wore like a pair of red sort of pixie boot type things. I mean, just wrong. I think it's going to have to be AD again. I think the fact that, we can't help that, we're all getting a bit old and things happen and hair falls out, but the fact that he brings his clippers and shamelessly, brazenly cuts his hair and shaves his hair on the edge of the boundary during a game, you just don't do that. He just stood there, like, with his hair, like, everywhere. Why is he doing that? Why didn't you do it at home? Anyway, AD. Watching Malcolm Pitt being chased around Low Springs by a herd of cows when they broke into the ground one Saturday before we started. And then I think another thing was in the past, past v present, John Martin, bless him, got a hat-trick for the past team, and you couldn't have written it really. The look on his face when he took that third wicket was like, I've come and I've conquered. And to be fair, I think he deserved it from all the stuff he's put into the club, but you couldn't have written John Martin getting a hat-trick in the past v present. I'm not going to tell you that he got me out, but he did. Controversially, I'm going to put my bowler as Fawad. When he's bowling his spin and he's bowling well, he's very hard to get away. And I think a super over with a decent spinner, I think I'm always backing the decent spinner, to be fair. So I'm going to go Fawad, ball. Bat, I'm probably going to go with, on his day, Zulfi. On his day, Gaz. And on his day, Fawad.